Who doesn't love the smell of citrus fruits and peppermint, really? When I am feeling sluggish and sleepy and I can use some external motivation, some of the essential oils that I turn to time and time again are citrus essential oils and peppermint. This video is 1 in 8 in a series all about focusing and getting stuff done. Have a look around. Find the other videos if you're interested in learning more about this topic. 3 of the videos are about essential oils, including this one, and then the rest are about time management and psychology. Of course, we're going to go over some of my favorite ways to use citrus and peppermint essential oils for alertness and an emotional uplift, and also some of my favorite invigorating doTERRA blends that use these essential oils. But to start, I'm going to go over some studies that explore peppermint and citrus essential oils and anxiety, cognitive performance, alertness, and learning. This first study had a look at peppermint essential oil and its effect on reducing feelings of sleepiness during the daytime. So people spent 11 minutes in a very comfortable darkened room to induce levels of sleepiness during the day. And they were split into 2 groups. So half the people were in a room where peppermint essential oil was diffusing, and then half the people were in a darkened room where nothing was diffusing. And they did a questionnaire about alertness before and after, and their alertness was also physically measured by measuring pupillary fatigue oscillations, which I guess is eye movements, and they measured that before and after spending time in the dark room too. So the people who were in a dark room where peppermint was diffusing felt less sleepy, and they found also that the results had nothing to do with the questionnaire, the sleepiness questionnaire that they did before they went in the dark room, and the eye tests that they did before they went in the dark room. So peppermint was the difference. Another interesting study that I found with peppermint had the subjects doing a whole series of cognitive tests that measured like different levels of cognitive performance on a computer, and they were split between 3 different groups. One group had nothing diffusing at all when they were doing the test. Another group had peppermint essential oil diffusing in the space while they were writing the test, and the third group had ylang ylang essential oil diffusing. The subjects also filled out a mood and emotions questionnaire before they did the test and afterwards as well. In terms of test results, there was no difference found between the 3 groups in terms of accuracy. Memory seemed to be really affected though. So people who were doing the tests where peppermint was diffusing scored significantly higher than the control group and the ylang ylang group. Alertness was also affected to a lesser degree. So people who did the test with peppermint scored slightly higher than the control group, and the ylang ylang group rated themselves as being the least alert. Going along with that though, in terms of calmness, the ylang ylang group scored the best for calmness after the test, but the peppermint and the control group experienced decreased levels of calmness after the test. This last study I'm going to talk about features lemon essential oil, and it happened with grade 4 kids learning English in Turkey. And so they were split into classes that had nothing diffusing during their lessons and classes who had lemon essential oil diffusing during their classes. And they all had lessons twice a week for 4 weeks, and then they were assessed on their English. and the lemon class outperformed the non-lemon class as well. And after a month of no lessons, after the lessons were done, the children were retested again, and of course both groups did worse because it had been a month since they were actively learning, but the lemon class still did better. There's also been a lot of studies done on peppermint and citrus essential oils and their effects on reducing anxious feelings. If you're interested in finding out more, if you just do peppermint citrus essential oil study anxiety, do a little search online, a lot of papers will come up for you. So of course, peppermint has been studied, but I also found studies that featured lemon, yuzu, grapefruit, bergamot, and sweet orange, which doTERRA calls wild orange, but it's the same essential oil. And these studies examined reduced anxious feelings in students writing exams, patients in the hospital, people visiting the dentist, or people getting a colonoscopy. If you're looking for feelings of energy, pep, and focus, grabbing a bottle of citrus or minty essential oil is a good idea. So, of course, there's peppermint. There's also spearmint essential oil, which is peppermint's gentler cousin. So it has similar effects, just on the slightly gentler side. For citrus essential oils, doTERRA has lemon, lime, wild orange, tangerine, green mandarin, grapefruit, and bergamot essential oils. And I actually have a couple of very favorite doTERRA blends that are great for being emotionally uplifting, and they feature citrus and minty oils as well. The first blend is Citrus Bliss Invigorating Blend, and it has wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla. Basically, it smells like a creamsicle. It's dessert in an essential oil bottle. I also love Motivate Encouraging Blends. It's one of the blends that I use most often. And it has peppermint. It also has the citrus essential oils of clementine and yuzu. And it also has coriander, basil, melissa, rosemary, and vanilla. And if you want to find out more about rosemary essential oil, I've also done a video in this series which is entirely about rosemary and memory and learning. Yes, I am going to tell you how to use these essential oils. Not entirely though, because I just did a video featuring InTune Focus Blend and Thinker Focus Blend, and I went over all the ways you can use essential oils on your skin for cognitive and emotional support. And I also went over a couple of ways that you can use essential oils aromatically and breathe them in when you're on the go, you're not at home with your diffuser. So go check that video out to watch those ideas. But I do have some extra tips about using these uplifting essential oils that I didn't go into in that other video. First tip, try putting peppermint and wild orange together. This was probably the first essential oils that I put in my diffuser after I got it, and it honestly doesn't matter how many essential oils I have in my home. Those two essential oils together, peppermint and wild orange, are by far still my favorite daytime, uplifting, energizing, pep me up kind of blend. And it's what is going in this diffuser behind me too. Any diffuser blend you're putting together though, if you want something a little bit more uplifting, grab a citrus essential oil or peppermint and spearmint, and they will make the environment more zesty and energetic. Another favorite blend of mine is putting spearmint and citrus bliss invigorating blend together. It smells like candy. Like you put a candy cane and a creamsicle ice cream all together into a diffuser, and now your room smells like it. It's so good. My second tip is to keep a bottle of peppermint or citrus essential oil next to your bed. If you wake up in the morning, like I'm not a morning person, so I always keep a bottle of peppermint right there. If I am feeling especially zombie-like when I wake up, I will just sit up in bed, open up the bottle, and smell the peppermint. And it just wakes me up. And smelling peppermint from the bottle is also a great mid-afternoon pickup if you're feeling that slump, and you can do it as often as you need. Another life situation where people want to stay alert and awake is driving. So if I am going to be driving a long trip, one of the first things I do when I sit in the driver's seat is I'm going to pull out 3 roller bottles that I always have in my purse. And so those are peppermint, Motivate Encouraging Blend that has some citrus and peppermint and a couple of other essential oils in there too. And Intune Focus Blend, which I've also talked about in another video in this series. So I'll take these 3 rollers, and as I'm driving, I just put them in the car console next to me. And before I pull out and start driving though, I always put one of these roller bottles on me. I've got my bottle of Motivate here, so it has the Motivate essential oil blend in here, but it's diluted down in a carrier oil, so it's ready to go right on your skin, and it has this little application roller. For driving, I like to put it in areas around my nose, so like my neck here. I'll put it on my temples usually too. And if I'm driving, I actually like to put a little bit under my nose. And if I find after a while I'm starting to feel not quite as alert, I'll just one-handed grab a bottle from the car console and apply it as I drive. Then I'm more alert. You can also diffuse essential oils in the car, which will benefit everyone who's riding in the vehicle. So you can get car diffusers. This is mine. It's really small. It fits in your cup holders, and then the cord is a USB cord. If you don't have a car diffuser though, you can still use your car's ventilation system to diffuse essential oils. So in this case, grab a cotton ball or a wad of Kleenex or a piece of felt or a piece of cloth if you want something you can reuse. And you just wad it up in a ball and put some drops of essential oil on that. And then you just stick it in between your car's air vent. And as your air conditioning or your heat is going, then that is going to disperse the essential oils around the car. I'm going to end off with some safety info because we are talking about citrus essential oils. Applying citrus essential oils to your skin and then going out in bright direct sun for a period of time can cause photosensitivity, which is an increased chance of sunburn. The one exception is green mandarin essential oil. So the photosensitive effect is much greater if you apply straight essential oil right on your skin, which is really not how I recommend using essential oils anyway. So if your citrus essential oil is diluted down, or maybe it is diluted in a blend, so one of many essential oils, the chance of getting that really bad sunburn from the citrus is actually a lot less. Personally, I sunburn quite easily, but I use my Motivate Encouraging Blend roller bottle and my Intune Focus Blend, both of which have citrus essential oils in them. I use them on my neck anywhere where the sun sees it, and it is okay. But if in doubt, either apply citrus essential oils where the sun don't shine under your clothes in the summertime, or give yourself about 12 hours before you go out and hang out in the bright sun.